Good afternoon. This is Pastor Jeff Jones, and this is the Sunday evening message for the Heritage Baptist Church. And I want to talk to you about a thing I think that is terribly important, that would be a help to other people, help to your church, and I think it ultimately would be a help to you. And if you would, just grab our Bibles and let's turn to Proverbs chapter 18. Proverbs chapter 18. And we're going to go to verse number 24. And the thought is how to be friendly. How to be friendly. And I'm hoping that you would assume with me that we need to be friendly. That is the assumption that we know we ought to be, but sometimes we lack maybe the thing that would maybe motivate us to be friendly or how to be friendly. I know people fall back on this thought that it's not in my personality to be friendly. I'm not a people person. I'm not gregarious. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be around crowds. And I understand some of that. And I'm a private person. There are times that I want to be alone, yet there are times that I need people. I want to be around people. It's good for me to be around people. You know, God made us, and when He made us, He made mankind, human beings. He made them to be dependent. He made us to need one another. We're not made independent from everybody else. We need people. And I think it's probably one of the things that has shown over the course of kind of this pushback from everybody else, the distancing, the people being alone, working from home, that we need people in our life. And so Proverbs chapter 18 addresses this somewhat. I want to give you, I think, some things that to think about. It says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly. And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Let's start with that first phrase there, the first half of the sentence. It says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly. So here's a guy that has people that are his friends. And because he has people that are his friends, he must show himself or be friendly to those friends. And the reason why is it's going to be difficult to keep them as friends if he doesn't show himself to be friendly. But I think if you flip that on its from another direction, that it also is saying that if you are friendly, if you show yourself to be friendly, you will have friends. So I've got friends, I need to be friendly, and I need friends, I'm going to be friendly, and that will produce friends. And so whatever side of this you're on, have friends or need friends, in the middle of it, the key that everything is swinging on is this one thing, that we must show ourselves friendly. We must show ourselves friendly. And so the question that came to my mind when I was kind of pondering some of this, and I've thought a lot about friendship. I have a friend that our back and forth kind of thought is that iron sharpeneth iron. And we have benefited from each other's company. And we have spent long rides. We've gone to conferences together. Some of you know my friend, Brother Knopfsinger. And we have enjoyed, we have provoked, we have lifted, I hope, on each side of that. And we have shown ourselves friendly, and we have produced a friendship. And so that's been a blessing. Iron sharpening iron, needing each other. And so I've thinking about this thing of friendship, thought about it in the past, contemplated about the great friendships in the Bible. David and Jonathan particularly come to mind. They're deep friendship. And so, how to be friendly. Our churches need that. I've seen this, and people that study these kinds of things, they talk about what keeps people in church. And as a pastor, I'd like it to be, I want it to be that people are thinking about doctrinal things. This church teaches what I believe I need, what my family needs. But oftentimes that's really not the key that holds people in church. A lot of times it's more this. It's, do I have friends there? Do I have friends in this place? Sometimes a friend will get you to this church, and you'll get saved, and your life will be changed. And what will keep you there is if that friendship continues. Do I have friends in this place? Are there people here that I trust? Are there people here that I can count on? Are there people here that are maybe closer than my own family? And if they're not, it may set some people drifting. And so how to be friendly, not just how to be a friend, but how to be friendly. Let me give you this first thought here in verse number 24. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly. So my first thought is this. The first thing is consider yourself. Consider myself. I must show. I've got to look inside of me, and there's some decisions I need to make. It is easier in a selfish sort of way to receive things. But Scripture teaches us that it is better to give than to receive. Oftentimes, people are acting upon us. People are acting towards us. There have been times in my life that I have been given things, and sometimes given so much that I become, ungrateful for it's hard to be appreciative of multitudes of gifts. And so I've been in the shoes where I have many friends. People have been kind to me. And so I've got to turn this from where I am receiving friendship, where people are acting upon me, they're directed towards me. And I've got to turn around to a place where I'm not receiving, but I'm giving. A man that hath friends must show. You're not passive any longer. Now you're aggressive. Now you're acting. You're not sitting, you're doing. The verb there is show. I must show myself friendly. I must prove myself friendly. I must be friendly. And so I'm now moving into action. When I think about someone that moved into action, I think about Christ and how, humanly speaking, it is easy to stay somewhere where I'm comfortable. It is easy not to leave the house. It's easy not to get off the couch. It's easy to leave the television on. It's easy to leave, stay in a place where I've got food. I got everything I want. This is my domain. This is my house. It's easy to stay in that. And in a sense, you could say that Christ had that. He had heaven, but he left that. He left the comforts of that, the glory of that, and he came to a place that is a messy place, messy people that their lives are train wrecks. He came to a place where it's hot, it's cold. It's here in Indiana. It's It's April the 18th, and we're watching the weather very closely. Tuesday, there's a chance of an inch of snow. I think it may be, just in my recollection, the latest snow that I've seen in a while. I remember snow on opening day of baseball in early April, but this is as late as I remember seeing snow. And so this world is sometimes smelly. It's cluttered. It's busy. It's cruel. And so Christ could have stayed where he was at, but he considered and he moved into action. He became the friend. He showed himself friendly. And we've got to do that. We've got to look inward first and make some decisions. And so realize maybe there's a problem. Realize I've got to check myself out. And so first thing is to consider yourself. The second thing is to consider one another. If you would go to Hebrews chapter 10. Hebrews chapter 10, verse number 24. So you're considering yourself, then now you're considering one another. You're looking past yourself. You're looking outside of yourself, and you're looking at the people you're engaging with. You're thinking about maybe individuals. Maybe you're just thinking about potential people that you're going to meet in your day, that you don't even have a name yet. You don't have a face yet. You know they're going to interact. Maybe you're doing visitation. You're doing door knocking. You're going to a workplace. You're whatever. You're going to be thrown into the mix of people. And now you're considering somebody else. I've considered me and what needs to happen to me, but now I'm considering them. I'm thinking about them. And so Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 says, "And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works." Now, this is in a passage that's dealing with the assembling of ourselves together, the church. But I think this works in any place, any consideration of other people, that you consider past yourself. You're thinking past yourself. You're thinking about them. You're thinking about what would be for their best. You're thinking about what it must be like to be in their shoes. And sometimes it's very helpful for me to think about what's it like for somebody to come visit our church, a meeting of our church for the very first time. What's that like? All of us that come on a regular basis, we come and we know we're going to see this person and this person and this person, and it's going to be like this. I'm accustomed to that, I know what the service is going to be like. I know what to expect. I know what most people are going to say to me. I know where I'm going to park. I know where I'm going to sit. I know what's going to happen. But those people, the people that are coming that you've not met, people that you want to befriend, I'm going to be a friend to somebody today. I'm going to be friendly to somebody today. So they're coming. They've never been here. They've never met anybody. They've looked at us online. They've looked at our doctrine. They've maybe looked at messages. They've watched things. And so they know something about us. We know nothing about them, but we know this, that they're uncomfortable. They feel like they stick out. They feel like, in some churches when somebody visits, man, everybody gloms onto them like a magnet. And it's kind of this weird kind of like, man, these people are sure glad to see me. And it's kind of, it may creep them out. And then other places, people go and they sit, nobody even speaks to them. And they walk out, nobody's shook their hand, nobody's interacted, nobody said how good it was to see them, nobody invited them back, no one tried to get to know them. And so you're going to try to put yourself, you've considered yourself, now you're considering them. What's it like to be them? What do they need? How can I help them? They have children. They need to know where the nursery's at. They need to know where the restroom is. They need to know that the place is safe. They need to know, hey, this starts here in just a few minutes. It'll probably be over about this time. This is what to expect with a service. This could be at your workplace. It could be, and you're trying to help people. You're provoking them, helping them, trying to do something that would bring them along. And I'm afraid most of the time, we do not do that. We don't think about what other people are feeling, what it's like for them. I found this to be, it's almost humorous, that most people think that their church is a friendly church. If you'd ask people, is our church a friendly church? They say, oh yeah, our church is a friendly church. And what they mean, and I don't even know if they know what they mean, but they mean this, that I have people that are friendly to me that know me, but is it a friendly church to someone that's never been there before? You've never met, or you put off by them. Now I get it. It's difficult for a man to walk up to a woman and be friendly without coming across in a strange way. You got to be very careful. Same way with a woman towards a man, and but you got to consider this. What can I do to help them? Think about it. Just the other day, I had something that I wanted to hang up in our backyard. It's like it's a Noah and the Ark, and it's got an animal, and it's like a chime. It when the wind pushes it around, it hits, and that little thing in the middle hits and makes a pleasant noise. And I had a little crook out, and holds I don't know if it's a shepherd's crook or whatever it is, but it holds plants. And but I'll use that in the backyard. I'll take it from the front yard to the backyard. We're not using it up front, and so I took it, and I thought as I was carrying it, I thought, I could swing this. The way some people you see like Charlie Chaplin swinging a cane, and so I took that and swung it one time around, and it swung just right, just perfectly. So I thought I'll just kind of do this, and as I'm walking towards the backyard, I'll just swing this, let this roll around on my finger, swinging in this big loop. And the second time I swung it around, I didn't consider what could happen. And when it swung around, boom, there's a place on the top of my head where that metal, there's like a little tab or something that goes in the ground that keeps it steady. That tab, bam, hit me right on the head. And immediately I'm like, whoa, and I touched my head, pulled back, blood, and that was days ago. It still hurts. It's still tender. And I just touched it a while back. I got messing with it and bleeding again. I didn't consider the end of this thing. I didn't consider what could have happened. I just didn't think about it. And what I'm asking you to do is to consider yourself and to consider other people. Consider them, one another. Consider what I like is probably what they're going to like. They want somebody to interact with them. They want somebody not to be weird or strange, but just be a friend. And so let me ask you to do that. And the third thing, we're going to go back to the verse we started with, is to consider Christ. Consider Christ. And that verse in Proverbs, I'm sorry, I get there. And if you're not there, just hang loose. We're going to go to John chapter 15. John 15. But it says here that a man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Now immediately, every time I read that verse, I think of Christ, how he has stuck close to me. And he says in John chapter 15, he gives them these great things about friends. He says in John 15, verse 13, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if you do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. And so Christ says, I've chosen to be your friend. I'm calling you friends. This is a decision on my part. I'm going to act towards you. I've considered you. I'm acting towards you a certain way for your best, for your good, to lift you up, to be kind to you. And so some of the things, as I'm considering myself, I'm considering other people, I'm considering now Christ. Christ is going to show me how to be friendly and how to be a friend. And so when I think about Christ, I think about genuine. I think about real. Someone that is loyal. Someone that's not putting on. It is terribly hurtful that if you act like a friend to someone and then you betray that friendship, you no longer act as a friend somewhere down the road, that is terribly damaging. Christ is always a friend, always has been, is now, and will be a friend to you. And so I want to watch the Lord And he shows me what I ought to do, how he reaches out, how he speaks to people. I've taken some of this, and I speak to people. I'll say, thank you, my friend. And what I'm trying to play in their mind is that I consider you a friend. Now, they may not have been a friend to me. They may not have shown themselves friendly, but this is a decision on my part. I've decided inside of myself to act outwardly towards them in the way that a friend would. And so Christ says, I've made you my friends. I'm going to call you friends. He's made the decision. He's loyal. He's going to stick closer than a brother. He's not going to leave us nor forsake us. He's going to be faithful. He's going to be a listening friend. He's going to be a friend that is go work on our behalf. So we're watching. He's sacrificial. He's laying down his life for us. And so it's not all about him. It's all about how he's going to act towards us. He's given us things. He's a great giving God. And so you want to learn how to be friendly? Watch Christ. The woman at the well, he treats her a certain way. He treats her with respect. She's a sinner, yes. But he speaks to her and leads her unto himself. Nicodemus is someone that carries a title. He's a person of honor. He's come in the night. Christ deals with him in a way that brings him along. Jesus deals with the man that was possessed of the demons. At the end of the story, he's sitting at the feet of Jesus. The man doesn't want to leave. I wonder how many people that we treat that way, that they don't want to leave our presence. I think there's times, me included, that we have treated people in such an ugly way, mean way, harsh way, derogatory way, cruel way, sarcastic. Man, I'm sarcastic. I tell you, I think I'm so funny sometimes, but I know it digs and it hurts people. And there are probably people that they leave our presence. They say, thank God I've gone from them. I'm away. May God help us to be the kind of friend that people don't want to leave our presence. They enjoy. That was a blessing that we have refreshed them. Let me encourage you. Your family needs somebody that's going to be this kind of person. And I'm taking this challenge myself to be a better friend to my wife and my children, my family. Your church needs someone to be like this, to be the oil that holds it all together. You get a church, a lot of people, there's a lot of friction there. We're human. We have wicked ways about us, and there needs to be someone that where pride is, there is contention. There needs to be somebody that is the oil, and I know the Holy Spirit is the oil, but be used of Him to hold your church together, to be a peacemaker, to be a friend to people. Your neighborhood needs that. Your workplace needs that. And let's start today. No better time than today to be a friend. And if I know you, I want to do better. And if we don't know each other, we may not be a friend in this place, but let's be a friend in eternity. Come to Christ today. He's a friend that loves you. He loves you even though you're a sinner. He died for you. And if you'd look to Him today, He'd save you from the wages of sin, that is death. He took your place. And just call upon Him today. Say, Lord, I'm a sinner. I know I am. I'm trusting you. I'm trusting in your finished work on the cross. I know that you died. I know that you rose again for me. And I believe on you today. Save my soul. Save me from my sin. Take me home to heaven when my day comes. And I thank you today for saving me. Amen. Hope you meant that. If you've never done that before, let me know about that. And if you need a friend, reach out. God bless you.